Hi, I'm Stefan, and I'm a nurse. And if you're watching this, you're on your way to being one too. That's why the Johnson & Johnson campaign for nursing's future asked me to share ideas on how you can be a better nurse, a better job candidate, and how you can land a better job. In this video, you'll learn how to present your best self when you go on job interviews. You'll get some great life hacks to help you create a powerful first impression. You'll learn how to increase your ability to stay cool in high-stress situations. And you'll learn how to build an authentic personal brand that helps people understand what you stand for. There's a lot of competition out there, and when you go to interview for a job, you'll be going up against some really great graduates. How can you stand out so recruiters can really see you for the great nurse and great coworker you're going to be? In this video, the first of 4, we're going to learn how to take control of 3 important things in your life. First, you'll learn how to improve your experience of life and of yourself. Second, you'll learn how to dramatically influence and change the ways in which other people experience you. From your friends and family, to the people you'll meet in your career, to the patients you'll care for. You'll also learn how to help people understand who you are by helping them understand what you stand for. One way to think of this is to think of how your buying decisions are affected by brands.
A brand is not something that's made up by an ad agency. A brand is the total experience of a product, a service, or a company. A brand is a promise of an experience. So think about some brands you like. Maybe it's Coke or Pepsi, maybe it's Apple or a fashion brand. One reason you like it is because you like what it stands for. The second reason is because you trust it to deliver.
Think about Nike. What does Nike sell? Do they sell shoes and workout clothes? Or do they sell fulfillment of dreams? Look, when Nike says just do it, they're not saying just buy the shoes. They're saying reach out for your dreams and make them come true. We'll help. What if other people saw you as someone who inspires others to keep their promises? What if that was your personal brand?
You have a personal brand right now. It's how people in your life experience you. It's the way you look, the way you dress and carry yourself. It's the way you speak, your voice and the things you say. And it's your presence, the things you do and the choices you make.
A personal brand is not something you invent or make up. It's not about trying to come across as someone else. A personal brand is about coming across as your best self. It's an authentic sharing of who you are. How can you strengthen your personal brand? First, strengthen yourself, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Is it really that simple? Sure. Everything you do to make yourself better will yield dividends. You'll feel a difference. And just as important, the people around you will too. Where do you start? You start by knowing yourself better.
This is not a new idea. The words know thyself were written over the entrance to a Greek temple thousands of years ago. Kings and queens went to the temple to get tough questions answered. But in most cases, the answers they got back never made any sense. It was always a riddle. The irony is, had they really known themselves, they could have answered their own question. Or even more important, they could have asked the right one.
We can't always go up a mountain when we need to know ourselves. So here's a life hack to help you out. A life hack is a way to upgrade and rewire your human operating system. Every time you go through a door, to a meeting, an interview, a patient, ask yourselves 2 questions. Who am I being? And what do I want?
The language is very specific. Who am I being at this precise moment? It's not who do I aspire to be, who should I be, who do I want to be, but who am I being right now? So, am I irritated, arrogant, afraid, confident, calm? All you have to do is identify who you are being.
The second question is just as specific. What do I want? In this moment, who do you want to be? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to make happen? Because here's the thing, when you know who you're being, you can change. When you know what you want, you can work toward it. But don't wait until you've got something critical you need to do. Do this life hack every day, every time you move from one situation to another. The more you do this life hack, the better you'll know yourself.
So, what drives a hiring decision? For nursing applicants, naturally, the first consideration is your degree. But everyone you're competing against has the required skills and certifications. What else? What are they really looking for?
How can you influence that decision before you've even sat down? By understanding how we all make decisions about each other and understanding how your personal brand affects others.
Here's another way to zoom in on a personal brand statement. Who you are is the sum of your purpose. Why are you doing what you're doing? Your values. What are the underlying beliefs that give you that purpose? And your talents. How can you accomplish what you want to do with the talents that you have? Will your purpose and values require you to develop new talents?
So let's do an exercise. You're going to create a brand statement. A brand statement is your positioning statement. It answers the question, why are you here?
I'm here to heal.
I'm here to improve things.
I'm here to help people I meet live the life they dream of. So what's your brand statement? Hit pause and then write down a statement of what you stand for. Don't think about it too much. Write the first thing that comes into your mind. Okay, pause and write it down. Keep that statement handy and look at it every day. You can always come back and rewrite it. In fact, over your career, you'll rewrite that statement many times.
Knowing your purpose, your values, and your talents will show up as a sense of maturity and poise, a sense of presence that says you are comfortable and confident in yourself. Most brand decisions, whether about products or people, are made in our unconscious minds. Most of our brain activity never reaches consciousness. So 95% of our decision-making about brands and about other people is unconscious. So when you walk into a job interview, the recruiter is making decisions about you before they even realize that they've made them.
When we meet someone new, we're unconsciously scanning for two things. First, what are this person's intentions toward me? And second, how strong and competent are they? These questions go back to our most primitive mind. They're how our ancestors stayed alive in the jungle. And they're still how we stay alive in the workplace jungle.
So how do we make sure we provide someone with a positive first experience? First, communicate that you can be trusted. How? By being trusting. Communicate that you trust the other person. So go back to the two questions. First, who am I being? Am I feeling very trusting in this situation? And second, think, what do I want? Can I let this nice, trustworthy person do what is right for me?
In the conversation, ask questions and really listen to the answers. But don't do it to dominate the conversation. That means you can't be trusted. Do it because you're really interested.
Communicate that you really want to find out about the other person. How long have you worked here? Why did you choose this line of work? What was the best job you've had since you've been here?
Don't try to over-impress or out-alpha someone in a first meeting. Just be genuine and well-balanced. Be your best self.
Okay, here's another life hack you can use to make yourself more powerful and more attractive to other people.
Dr. Amy Cuddy is a social psychologist at the Harvard Business School. She became interested in how our body language influences our experience in the world. She wanted to know if our body language could have an effect on how others see us.
There's a lot of research on how our body language affects how we feel about ourselves, but there wasn't very much on how it makes others feel about us. So she looked in the animal world at how most animals use dominant and submissive body language to communicate.
Field research showed that these power poses didn't just send a visual message, they actually created a dramatic hormonal change in the animals. So, would doing these power poses have a similar effect on human beings?
Dr. Cuddy and her team set up a blind test with Harvard students. They tested their saliva for hormone balances. Then half the group did submissive poses and half did power poses. Afterwards, they tested their hormonal levels again.
The results were striking. After just 2 minutes in the pose, those who did the power poses saw a dramatic increase in their testosterone levels and a decrease in their cortisol, the hormones that affect our fight or flight behavior. Those who did the submissive poses had the opposite effect. Their testosterone went down and their cortisol went up.
What Dr. Cuddy discovered is that when we feel more powerful, we act more powerful. But do other people sense that? The answer is yes.
The second phase of the experiment was to put the test subjects through a socially awkward situation. And what's more socially awkward than a job interview?
Right after the power pose test, subjects were sent into a room with an interviewer who was told to ask questions but not give the test subjects any responses. They just sat there stone-faced. All these interviews were videotaped and then watched by a third group of volunteers who were asked to rate which of the students they would be more likely to hire and why.
Without knowing anything about the body language tests, the observers overwhelmingly picked the students who had done the power poses. They saw them as more intelligent, more confident, more capable, and more trustworthy. So when you go into your next interview, think about how you want people to see you.
This power pose life hack can have a genuine effect on your performance and how people feel about you. So, when you finish watching this video, go somewhere private and do a power pose for 2 minutes. Do it every day and see how it changes your life and your career.
But here's an important safety tip. Do not do this while you're in a job interview. Make this part of your daily practice for getting your day on the right road. You can learn more about power poses. Google Amy Cuddy power poses and watch her TED Talk. So, we just learned how you can present your best self when you go on job interviews. We learned 2 great life hacks to help you create a powerful first impression. We learned how you can increase your ability to stay cool in high-stress situations. And we learned how to build an authentic personal brand that really stands for something that inspires others around you. Because we want you to be the best nurse and the best person you can be. That's the power within each of you. Thanks.